At Chapter 1, The Descent of the Lost One. 1.1, Immortals fall on the western shore. In a world teeming with spiritual energy, where countless immortals and divine sovereigns had ascended the grand Tao of eternity, there existed a realm known as Nam Phương Việt. Here, cultivators were as numerous as the stars in the heavens, and mighty experts clashed endlessly, forging immortal legends that echoed through time. And yet, in the quiet of dawn along the western shores of this vast continent, an unprecedented event unfolded. A sudden rift tore open the serene blue sky. No thunder roared, no tempest raged, only a single blinding streak of light shot downward like a meteor. From within the void gate, a small figure plummeted, breaking through the clouds and plunging straight into the deep blue sea. The spatial gate closed just as swiftly as it had appeared, restoring peace to the sky, leaving behind only rippling waves across the endless ocean. Amid the white-crested waves crashing onto the shore, a limp body was carried in by the swirling currents. Lạc Trần, a young man newly emerged from the haze of unconsciousness, shivered as he felt the bone-chilling cold of the damp sand beneath him. His vision was still blurry, everything awash of light and sound, but he knew he lay on a pristine white beach, listening to the rhythmic lull of the sea. A familiar sensation overwhelmed him, the feeling of freefall, the violent impact against water, and then being swept ashore. He surmised the great waves must have brought him here. As his sight gradually cleared, Lạc Trần was stunned by the breathtaking landscape before him. Towering mountains, verdant and majestic, rose into the heavens, shimmering with an ethereal radiance he had never known. From the peaks surged waves of spiritual essence, the very breath of the grand Tao, making the air pure and refreshingly vital. But what shocked him most were the bizarre creatures moving in the distance. One creature resembled a large silver-scaled fish, yet it had 4 tiny legs attached to its body, allowing it to move gracefully across the sand. Stranger still, its head was exactly that of a rooster, with a bright crimson comb and intelligent, cunning eyes. The beast slowly advanced toward him, its sharp beak pecking at the air. Startled, Lạc Trần survival instincts kicked in. He scrambled to his feet and ran frantically down the beach, shouting in his old world's language, "Stay back! Get away from me!" 2. A fateful encounter. Far off on the ocean, a crude fishing boat was slowly nearing the shore. On board, a brawny man with sun-darkened skin was pulling up a net teeming with bizarre sea creatures, grotesque in form, yet eerily agile and alert. Upon hearing Lạc Trần desperate cries, the man looked up and quickly understood the urgency of the young man's predicament. Without hesitation, he drew a sharp weapon that resembled a finely crafted dagger. In a flash, emerald-green spiritual energy surged from his palm, wrapping around the dagger and forming a radiant stream of light. With a swift, practiced motion, he hurled the blade. The energy surged forward, trailing behind the dagger like a comet, slicing through the air as it flew in a straight, deadly line toward the strange fish-rooster beast. Whoosh! In the blink of an eye, blood sprayed into the air, and the creature collapsed silently, slain in a single strike. Lạc Trần stood frozen in awe. He had never witnessed such raw, overwhelming power. The dagger seemed to pierce space itself, moving too fast for the naked eye to follow. He cautiously approached the man for a closer look. The man appeared to be in his early 40s, his face weathered by the sea, but his gaze warm and kind. On the boat were a younger woman and a small child around 5 years old, both watching Lạc Trần curiously. They seemed to be a fishing family returning from a fruitful harvest. Despite the language barrier, Lạc Trần tried to communicate through gestures and expressions. He pointed to himself, then to the sky, miming a falling motion. The man studied him for a moment, then nodded in understanding, sympathy evident on his face. He gestured for Lạc Trần to climb aboard. After the torment of cold and hunger, Lạc Trần was moved by the warmth of human kindness in this unfamiliar land. The food they offered, prepared from the grotesque-looking sea creatures, was surprisingly flavorful and delicious. Whether it was because he was starving or they were genuinely that good, he could not tell. 1.3. The Guiding Light. After a hearty meal, the fishing family invited Lạc Trần to their small village nearby. The place bustled with life, with villagers trading in colorful stones and all manner of exotic sea beasts. Their curious eyes followed him everywhere, and their foreign language washed over him in an incomprehensible stream of murmurs and whispers. The fisherman's house was humble, nestled beside a clear mountain stream flowing from behind. Behind the house stretched an ancient forest, its towering trees piercing the sky, with faint blue lights flickering through the leaves like spirits. They prepared a warm little sleeping space for Lạc Trần, as night had already fallen. Night in Nam Phương was truly wondrous. Thousands of stars glimmered in the sky, and strange, colourful lights hovered in the air, drifting like living lanterns and casting a mystical glow. Unable to sleep in these unfamiliar surroundings, Lạc Trần decided to go for a walk. He followed the small stream running beside the house. Along the water's surface, small blue lights floated downstream, like ethereal wisps gently drifting toward the sea. His curiosity piqued. Lạc Trần walked upstream, seeking the source of these strange lights. As he ventured deeper into the forest, the lights grew denser, forming a miniature galaxy beneath his feet. Following the stream's luminous trail, he came upon a massive boulder blocking the flow of water, a natural wall nestled between two towering peaks. The glowing light seemed to converge here, pouring most brightly from a small crack in the rock. Without hesitation, Lạc Trần reached out and touched the crevice. Suddenly, a radiant emerald light burst from the point of contact, forming a vertical beam that stretched across the surface of the massive stone. Strange markings began to materialize, an ancient character he had never seen before, shimmering with an otherworldly glow. And then, the impossible happened. Lạc Trần hand, as though guided by some unseen force, slowly passed through the solid rock as if it did not exist. A hidden door was opening, revealing the first mystery of this ancient realm to the lost one from another world.